Hello, I'm Danielle Montgomery, and I'm making this video for week 5 of my community arts class. This is a journal entry. Basically, during week 5, we had a guest speaker come in. She was the professor for the cultural competence course at the University of Iowa. Before we talked to her, we went over 4 different forms of community art involvement, and then we watched a video on cultural humility where the speaker talked about her experience growing up and going to school and taking a Japanese language course, and how when she went to downtown Chicago to Chinatown and was able to speak Japanese so fluently. Oh no, it wasn't Chinatown. It was a Japanese small town, and she was able to speak Japanese so fluently. I believe it was Japanese, but yeah, so fluently that um, the people at the shop were so impressed and so impressed and so appreciative almost that they took the time to learn their language and order it in their language, their first language. Um, and I think it really showed how cultural humility, or that wasn't really an example of cultural humility, but the video showed how cultural humility could be important. Later on, she talked about how she was eating this dish that this one man brought in, and she think told him to that his wife did really great cooking, and the man was shocked and told her that my wife didn't cook this, and she was, oh, wait, you cooked this? Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, because she had it in her mind that it was just like a cultural norm for women to cook, but it wasn't. And that's a good example of cultural humility. It's a chance for you to learn from your mistakes and to grow from them. And I feel like that's very important in cultural competence. Later on, we also talked about Urban Bushwoman, the performance, and what that was like watching it. Um, Lots of people brought up really good points. Um, I talked about how I didn't expect the audience to be predominantly white women in a way, I guess, because during the performance, the one guy said, okay, all my black women stand up. We did. There wasn't as many of us. And then we sat down, and then he said, all my white women stand up. And there was a whole lot more. And I didn't expect there to be that many white women showing up. I thought the audience was going to be a little more diverse, but at the same time, I was really appreciative of all the white women who did show up to Urban Bushwoman Hair Stories, because even though it was an African American performance, or it was a dance theater performance of African American hair, I was really appreciative that even people outside of our culture and our race decided to show up and learn something. And you don't really see that as often nowadays. And I was just really appreciative about that they would take the time to learn about other cultures and their hair problems and how European colonization and Eurocentric um, beauty standards affected how Black women saw their hair and manipulated their hair. Anyways, I just thought that was really cool. And I feel like somehow I can incorporate that into my art because I feel like even though I might not be from another culture or something, I could take the time to learn and appreciate their culture and, yeah, incorporate that into my writing and show how their cultures are different from us but should be, I guess, honored in a way and, yeah, appreciated. I feel like the performance was, well, I thought it was going to be like a narrow focus of just Black women and their hair, but it was actually a broader focus on Black women's hair, white women's hair, how they interconnect their history, other people's hair stories, and how people's reactions to them um, from Black people and white people. And I thought that was really interesting. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.